if babies get mother's milk for 6 months uninterrupted, child deaths reduced by 10%. Indian Academy of Pediatrics recommends 6 months maternity leave. So there was a discussion. Some members said, why should we give 6 months pay for a non-working woman? We'll remove her and keep a man in that job. There are so many unemployed men, we'll give them the jobs. Dr. Ramesh Poddar, our teacher, he said, see, this is Children's Association and mother's milk is an important topic. So we should discuss, study and then recommend whatever we have to do. And this should not fail like that. Jai Hind. I am Virar's children's doctor Hemant Joshi. Now there is a law of maternity leave of 6 months. I am telling you a story of how this law came into existence. Me and my wife Archana, both are children's doctors. We started our clinic in Virar in 1985. We were taught that if babies get mother's milk for 6 months uninterrupted, child deaths reduced by 10%. But that time maternity leave was 3 months. So we thought that if there is a law that gives maternity leave of 6 months, then all women will give mother's milk to the babies for 6 months and more. Dr. R.K. Anand is our teacher. He teaches the art and science and benefit of giving mother's milk to babies to India. So in 1988, 18 December, we were in today's Ahilyanagar, Ahmednagar, for a conference of Maharashtra's children's doctors. And at 11 p.m. we were waiting for a train back home. And there me and Archana thought that if a mother needs to feed the baby for 6 months, she should get 6 months leave. The law should be of 6 months leave and not 3 months. So we came home and wrote down the logic. When a mother feeds baby for 3 months and goes to the office, her baby becomes bad at home, falls sick. She cannot focus on the work because she is worried about the baby and she gets bad and the work also suffers. Instead, give them 6 months leave so that baby grows well, starts home food and then she goes for the job peacefully. We wrote this in 3 languages, Marathi, English and Hindi, and gave it to everyone who came to us. We requested them to give it to their union or to their office. A request to give maternity leave of 6 months with logic. And we did this forever. We were lucky that we did not realize that this was not possible. One man could not change the law. We were lucky that we met nobody who would tell us that you are fools. People must have been saying to themselves that you are fools, what they are doing. But nobody told us. And even if somebody had told us, probably we would not have heard it. So we continued giving it to everybody. Then once when I was coming from Nagpur to Mumbai by plane, first seat was taken by Central Minister Vasantraoji Sathe. I knew him. His son-in-law Uday Bodhankar is my classmate, doctor at Nagpur, pediatrician. So I told him that there is a lot of typhoid. Government used to give typhoid vaccine to all earlier and they had stopped it for some reason. So they should restart typhoid vaccination. He said that different doctors give different ideas. If your association gives a suggestion with one voice, we will be very happy to do it. So it was in my mind that Children's Doctors Association should recommend and ask for maternity leave of 6 months. We have Indian Academy of Pediatrics is Children's Doctors All India Association. So we have annual conferences. So in one conference, one day there was 1 hour speeches on benefits of mother's milk. In that I spoke for 5 minutes telling all what I am telling you now. Then in the evening there was annual general body meeting. There I put a resolution saying that Indian Academy of Pediatrics recommends 6 months maternity leave. So there was a discussion. Some members said, why should we give 6 months pay for a non-working woman? We'll remove her and keep a man in that job. There are so many unemployed men, we'll give them the jobs. Dr. Ramesh Poddar, our teacher, he said, see, this is Children's Association and mother's milk is an important topic. So we should discuss, study and then recommend whatever we have to do. And this should not fail like that. We had a committee which was studying and talking to all of us about mother's milk. So this topic was given to them for studying, and next year they gave us their recommendation. Next year the conference was in Nagpur in 1992, and there was an annual general body meeting, and there the committee's recommendation came, and it said that Indian Academy of Pediatrics recommends 6 months maternity leave. So this was unanimously passed. Dr. Uday Bodhunkar was the organizing secretary of that conference. He had many friends in media. So he gave it to them and media carried headlines that Indian Academy of Pediatrics, the Children's Doctors Association recommends 6 months maternity leave. So it went everywhere. And in next week, in less than 1 week, same week, 5 days, those 5 days, Punjab and Haryana governments gave 6 months maternity leave to their employees. Again, this went all over the world in 1992. Thereafter, different countries started increasing their maternity leaves globally. Some now give 6 months, somebody gives 3.5 months, 4.5 months, somebody gives 9 months, somebody gives 12 months. My both daughters had their babies in England and both of them got 1 year maternity leave. Thus, this changed the global child death rates decline, and globally the children become better, stronger, smarter with mother's milk. So one small idea by a small non-entity doctor in a small place persisted, and the law changed and the country changed. Lesson: if you think of something good, keep doing it and take help of associations. The unions, we continuously give papers to unions. Unions asked for maternity leave of 6 months. So it increased. There was a central pay commission. First it increased it to 4.5 months. Then it increased to 6 months for central employees. And then in 2017, Modi government passed the law and made a 6 months maternity leave law, and they also gave 2 weeks leave to fathers. Before this, many other states also had given. We met many people, like once 6 chief ministers of BJP states had come to Bhainder, Uttan for a meeting. We met them. We had gone to Chennai to Jayalalitha's house. We went to Calcutta to Mamta Didi's house. We could not meet them, but we had left literature in their offices. Both of them were contesting election that time. They won the elections, and as soon as they became chief ministers, within 2 weeks, both of them gave maternity leave of 6 months to their employees. Thus the country was changing. So the lesson is, if you think of something good, tell it to all, pursue it, and things do change. So thus we reduce global child mortality by 10%. There is one more way by which we can reduce child deaths by 5%, and that is properly introducing home foods at 6 months age after mother's milk. This issue I'll tell you now. When a baby is born, see, babies cry for milk. So baby is born and baby cries. So give her mother's milk. Before she cries, put her on mother's tummy, chest and let her feed. After that, for 2 years, continue giving mother's milk. And baby should never be required to cry for the milk. She should get it before that. But after 6 months, mother's milk is not enough. So we add cow milk, buffalo milk, rice water, dal water. Anything that we give, if it is, take it in a spoon and bend the spoon. If it falls, then it has more water and less food. This is what we give, so our children starve and become weak, thin and they die or become bad. So 2020 Family Health Survey of India shows that today 9 out of 10, 9 children are malnourished on second birthday. Means they are shorter, their weight is less and their brain is also smaller. And this is irreversible change. We can change this by giving home solid food at 6 months, by doing annaprashan. Means at 6 months, we make the baby sit on the lap of mother's lap or parent's lap or mama or mouse's or bua's lap, and then smear their lips with soft food, rice, dal, sira, upma, idli. For non-veg, egg or chicken or whatever you eat. And from that day on, every time before mother's milk, give home food and then give mother's milk. If you add mother's milk to a medicine or to a food, baby takes it better. Once baby takes mother's milk, baby will not open mouth to eat home food. So every time baby is hungry, first give home food and then mother's milk. And they eat it well, and by birthday they eat everything from the home. But we have to continue giving mother's milk for 2 years. And the best food to switch over is sattu. It is as old as Mahabharata. Ashwatthama ate sattu and became immortal. It is made from 7 things. I will tell you the formula. Use that. Use 7 things. One is flaxseed or javas. It is an oil seed. It has an oil called as DHA or omega-3 fatty acid that makes the brain. See, half the brain is made from oil and it is made from DHA. So, best is javas or flaxseed. So, take 1 part each of 7 things or 1 kilo each or 1 vati each of 7 things. One is flaxseed, then 3 grains which you can sprout like wheat, nachni, jwari, bajri, whatever you get, makka, and 3 pulses, chana dal, chana, moog, matki, masur, or whatever you get. You wet them, sprout them, then dry them, and then roast them, dehydrate them, and then make a powder and store. You can eat it just like that, or you can add to water, milk or buttermilk and eat and feed it to the baby. And this has got 7 ingredients. When they sprout, they make enzymes. The oil seed has lipase which digests oils. The dals, pulses, they have enzyme called as protease that digests the dals. And the wheat and other cereals, they have amylase enzyme which digests the powder of the wheat or carbohydrates. No other food has these enzymes. So do use this. Number 1. Number 2, when they sprout, they make all vitamins. So you get vitamins. Then they have all the minerals because we are taking different minerals. Different things will give different minerals. So they get all the minerals. Then they have it's a good mixture of 3 dals and 3 cereals and 3 pulses. So we get all the amino acids, we get oil, and we also get carbohydrates. So it's a complete food. There are 3 complete foods on the earth. Mother's milk, babies get. Eggs, only non-vegetarian take. But sattu everybody can take. And when made at home, it is 100 rupees a kilo. And baby foods in market are 1000 rupees a kilo. So make sattu, feed it to baby before mother's milk. Add mother's milk for taste. This is the best food to carry. It is the best replacement for junk foods. If you have sattu, you don't need kitchen. We became doctors by eating one lunch, one dinner, and sattu at other times. My granddaughter in England has now 3 years. She grew on sattu and she has grown well. So use sattu, ask Mahila Mandals to make sattu and sell. Make Hindustan Sattustan and our children will become great. And tell this to all in all languages. Thank you.